everybody. Welcome to podcast number 29.
Whoa.
Is that right?
It. That is right.
Let's go.
Wow.
I was going to say 28, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That was last
Fucking
week.
so. Go home, everybody. Call it.
There
Let's
you
go
yeah.
on the money. That's the most exciting thing that's going to happen on today. Got lots to talk about this week. I got dumb shit to talk about this week.
Oh, boy. Well,
I
start
got
what do you got?
Yeah, what's dumb?
Dumb us up. Dumb us down, whatever.
Do we want to talk about the chat GPT stuff? Or are we gonna, or do we don't want to?
We can glaze over it.
I think it's funny. We'll glaze over it.
All I know is
because I think it'll be fun to kind of talk about.
Was fired or let go. That's all I know.
Yeah. So one of the founders got fired by the board.
I mean, like basically the main guy.
Yeah, like the core guy got fired. A bunch of people, like senior people under him, quit with him. And then I think right now there's a petition going around, like a statement from employees of OpenAI. And I think it's at like 750 out of 780 employees saying, we will quit unless you hire him back.
Oh, jeez.
But a couple things have happened since then. They hired Emmett Shear, who's the ex-CEO of Twitch, who ran Twitch into the ground, which was a crazy move.
That doesn't sound like a good...
I don't know if we don't know if he's the interim CEO or an actual replacement. I've heard both. I think he's temporary, I guess. I don't know. Like, he's just around, and they were like, you. But now they're trying to get him back. But Sam might have already signed on and started to build a team under Microsoft as a different company. It's like they made that announcement like the other day, but now it sounds like OpenAI is like, how do we get Sam back? Because it sounded like OpenAI was going to fuse with another company. Anyways, it's a total mess. No one knows what's going on. But the reason all of this and then Microsoft has invested a lot of money into OpenAI, but they don't have a board seat because the way that company works, it's a nonprofit that owns a for-profit company. So the board is the nonprofit. And then OpenAI is the sub-company. So this controls OpenAI. So they fired the CEO of OpenAI. And Microsoft has dumped tons of money into this, and other companies have dumped tons of money. And they're just like, what the fuck are you doing? You're tanking this. Because the people that are on this committee are kind of like scientists and people that might want to slow down AGI, and they don't necessarily want it to happen. They're supposed to be like the moral backbone.
The Calvin just casually said AGI. He's talking about the general intelligence thing. Right?
Yeah, if they actually invent artificial general intelligence, which is the big scary one. Right. That's the big one.
That's Terminator.
That's something that can actually think for itself, not just repeat shit back to you. So, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe they did, yeah. But it sounded like they wanted to fuse with this other company, which is not happening now. So it's a bit crazy. But it seems really weird to me that it's it's a non-profit that owns a for-profit company.
It's because
it's always a weird loophole where like, no, we're non-profit, but we're
non-profit. We have all this money. We just leave it there. We own it, but we don't.
I mean, I think it's because of its origins, right? Because people are already getting upset when GPT first blew up, when it was like, okay, now, people are seeing the value of what they're doing. Because before it was like, oh, all of this stuff should be open for everybody. That's why it has it in the name. But not very much. GPT.
So that's a weird one. That's a lot of fun to follow. We'll see with that. Every day I see like new articles about what's happening and new announcements. Like literally every day.
In the last few days, right?
Literally over the last weekend. Like, like 4 days. I think it started on Saturday, so like 2 days. I don't even know if it's been a full 2 days yet. So pretty crazy. But I don't really give a shit, but at the same time, it's just so much fun reading about it. I'm just trying to follow along and being like, what's gonna happen? Look at all these billionaires fuck it up.
I love the memes that were derived from it, how they call back to like Norman Osborn in the first Spider-Man movie. That moment of like, I built this company.
You can't fire me, I am. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so
I haven't seen it.
Just an update from today. Emmett Shear, who was
the CEO from
yesterday,
by the way, this
is now resigning.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Sounds like everything is smooth sailing over there.
I'm gonna guess. This is my hypothetical guess. Is that it's about how fast they do something. Because that seems to be the hot button product. like how fast they move forward.
Dude, who fucking
with their
knows?
Stuff. I thought because I think didn't they say that Emmett was someone who was like for slowing down progress of AI or something, or like taking her time.
A lot of the guys on the board want to slow this down so people can figure it out, regulate it, do the ethical thing. But then Microsoft has put money into it, so it's like you're about to get sued by everybody that's giving you fuckloads of money that does not care. So
I feel like even if you are concerned about that, getting rid of Sam Altman probably ain't
it's not the guy you get rid of. You know what I mean? That's there's a different way to. I mean, maybe it's something else entirely. Maybe he. I don't know. Maybe
I
he
just feel like with someone with that much clout, it's just like all you're doing is pushing the problem to someone else who doesn't care. You know
it seems like they pulled a trigger on something and then was like, "Oh yeah, we forgot that everyone likes this guy and all the staff like this guy and like he built this from." If the fact that they're like, "Yeah, the founder's fired," and then it doesn't help that I'm sure they went to fire him and they didn't expect all the other people, like all the other senior leadership, to immediately back him up and quit. I think they didn't expect that.
I don't know if I just glossed over. What was the reason of them firing him? They just wanted to slow things
apparently
down?
He was being mislead. Like he was a bullshit corporate. Like he was being misleading with communications with the board, I think is the tagline for the reason.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Strange.
Board disagreement, classic.
Sorry, completely off topic. It fixed itself. Thanks, guys. The add-on worked.
Oh, your Blender issues. That's
Colton's.
Tell us a little more about that, Colton.
Yeah, what are you working on?
Yeah.
It's a future video idea. Probably the first YouTube video that I'll make.
And you can follow Colton on all his social stuff at Sometimes Colton now, where he'll be Twitch streaming, putting up vlogs.
We'll see about that. Definitely not. I did that once, and you guys fucking made fun of me for that.
Everybody saw it. It was on the podcast. It was great.
It was good.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, this is just I'm doing some modeling in Blender and trying to get back into it since it's like so robust now, and it's with all the add-ons and everything. There's good workflows, so we want to learn it. And for some reason, the stupid add-ons were breaking and whatnot, so I had to completely delete everything and reinstall everything. It works now. Just kind of frustrating when you're like, why did this decide to fuck up? I don't know why. But,
Silly.
It's all good. Nothing exciting. But yeah, I'm modeling. Probably no one will ever see this. I'm modeling the starfish model from Cowboy Bebop. That's a little insight for the future videos. So, yeah.
Nice little teaser. Speaking of that, we have a lot of Sometimes Something content coming up, right, Kate?
We do.
We're gonna get an exclusive.
Hold on.
We have an exclusive Star Fox fan animation coming out.
Oh yeah, right. I wasn't sure where you were going with this.
Oh, you were.
I was about to drop and I have a 3-part documentary on why all my friends are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
We're rolling the clip right now.
The publishing.
I've recorded all of our past.
Oh no! I think Kate's got all that. He's got the receipts.
It's shared with you guys. You guys got all that.
Oh yeah, right. Every now and then I've gone and listened to some of it. It's quite fun. There's a couple of them that are bangers. Yeah. Anyways,
you said
see, I just said it. How many times did I just say I said like 5 times.
You're trying to actually find out what that word is called.
We did.
No, we did. It was just like a. I don't think it. A disin something.
Filler word. Yeah. That's what it says here.
Yeah. There was another fancier word that it had in there too. Start with a D, I think. But filler words.
Hesitation marker.
Disfluencies. Disfluencies. Yeah, disfluencies.
Really?
Yeah. That's what some Google searches say.
Yeah.
Lack of fluency in speech, lack of skill.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking.
That's
hey, man. That sounds about right. I can't speak English. Anyways.
So, Colton has a topic. Sorry.
Colton. No.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about the Pokimane drama.
Oh, this was so... Okay.
It's literally... The drama is the stupidest fucking thing that I just saw.
People,
I think the drama's stupid, but the core idea is interesting to talk about. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
The only
What's interesting about the core idea? Did knockoff brands
well,
do
let's
knockoff
explain.
brands? Stupid things?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an issue that streamers and like guys like Mr. Beast and some of these big streamers are having with getting advertisers. As in, people aren't willing to pay their advertising numbers. So they're just like, why don't we make our own products and we become the advertisers? Like Mr. Beast is doing that with Beast Bars or Beastable, whatever it's called. He did that with like his like pop-up restaurant Feastables or something like that.
Right?
Prime, like Logan Paul and KSI famously have done that. They essentially took Prime was nothing, right? And they launched it and they just did all the marketing and now they're worth a lot of fucking money because I think they each got like 25% of the company and now that's worth billions of dollars. So they're, so the Pokimane drama was, I mean, Colton, I think you might know more about this, but
I only know
she's selling cookies.
Moist take on it, and then I just looked into it after.
I haven't seen his take on it. I feel like
it
might be okay.
She has a take, or she had not a take. She just has that. Remember that infamous video of one of the Twitch streamers like saying, "Oh, if you can't spend $5 in subbing to my account, then basically." She's calling her audience.
So for context, she put out these cookies. Somebody made a video on her being like, the cookies are $28.
Yes.
Okay. He made a video saying the cookies are $28, which is not true. And then compared it to another brand of cookies, which he essentially found, because the nutrition values are all the same, the ingredients all the same. So he found like the normal branded version of the cookies. And then there's like the Pokimane cookies, and they're the same. Except he said Pokimane's cookies cost $28 or whatever, right? That was actually like a bag of 3 or something. So it was like $7 a bag, which I think was like essentially the same price as the other bag.
Wait, so that part wasn't even true, and people are still freaking out about this.
But then she was like, "Oh, you can't afford a $7 bag of cookies? What are you, broke?" And it was just like, "What? Do you, come on."
Mini
I mean, yeah, but still, I mean, who cares?
No, that's it. Yeah, so exactly, right? Well, the number that people were touting around was the $28 number, which is insane.
So like, even when I thought it was $28, whatever, because I saw that clip, I still was like, why do people care? It's
people are ready to jump down streamers' throats when they're like, "You're poor." There's a lot of that, dude. When streamers, like Colton was talking about the clip of that one girl that was just going off on people that's famous. Was it Colton? Yeah. He was saying, being like, "You can't afford $5 to watch me." And it was just like, come on. So there's essentially a clip that went viral of her being like, "You can't afford a $7 bag of cookies. You're a poor piece of shit."
You said if you're broke, just say so or something like that.
Yeah. And it was just like, you don't. I think she was, in her defense, it was after, and it was like after watching that video where the guy got the number wrong. So she was like trying to rip on him, but it's like, just don't. If you're a rich person, don't ever make fun of poor people. It's a dumb idea to punch down publicly. In private, it's okay. Of course, but
it's just
publicly, it's not a good idea to be like, if you can't afford a $7 bag of cookies, you're a piece.
I mean, just the whole, everything around it. Just who cares?
But it's the core idea of. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of echoing what Kate was saying. Where it's like, even the situation itself, like, yeah.
Oh, who gives a shit, right? Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Are people just not used to people already marking up products that shouldn't be worth a certain amount? Anyways?
She also gets anytime she's done something, people just pile dive for a bit.
I mean, anybody that has that much like viewership on them is gonna get. Anyone
that's viewed as like, I mean, she had the nickname the Queen of Twitch for a while. Like, yeah, she's not, and she also has the rep as like she tries to present herself as being like this goody two shoes, which is not necessarily a great idea when you're just marking up cookies and rebranding it and selling them as if it's. She also talked about it like it was this awesome new product no one else was doing. She's like, no one makes snacks for gamers.
Are people not already used to that marketing talk already? Like, I feel like I just glaze over as soon as I hear somebody start.
I don't think it would have been a problem if the price hadn't been a thing, and if somebody hadn't found the exact thing she's rebranding. Because maybe you can go, oh, maybe they're a bit different. You know what I mean? So you can kind of justify it in your head instead of literally being the packaging like being different. I think.
I mean, you could literally go to the grocery store and you see like the brand name cookies next to the off-brand cookies. I think they're the same.
Yeah, I think people want to hate her a little bit, but it's that in conjunction with the price tag that kind of went viral being $28, and then also the clip of her being like, "Poor people suck." which is like, oh my god. Okay, Tom Segura, calm down.
Classic
Fucking
Tom.
pores. Anyways, but I think it's interesting, the idea of streamers rebranding or branding products, like adding 10% or whatever, and being like, I take this cut, but I'm going to promote the product. It seems kind of scary to do. It seems kind of scary to do because, like, there's been a bunch of streamers recently that have kind of gotten shit for it, unless they seem to be making the product from, like,
I feel like everyone
like
wants
they're
to
actually
recreate
part of it.
Prime,
Yeah.
like you're saying.
Everyone's trying to recreate Prime, and everyone's
Yeah.
trying to recreate Beastables. Yeah.
You see
Yeah,
the
so-
success ones. They're like,
Yeah,
"Yep,
there's
I'm
gonna be
do that."
winners and there's gonna be not winners.
I think the problem is people like Pokey and some of these other influencers aren't big enough to justify these companies making their own line for them. Like Prime is KSI's Logan Paul line for like that's what they make. You know, I think they make some other energy drinks, but like it's theirs. You know what I mean? It's not like they have a knockoff version of Prime that they're doing.
Right.
It's there. Like Feastables, that's not just a Hershey's bar rebranded. They're competing against Hershey's, right? So it's a little bit different than just taking like a bar, changing the wrapping, because it doesn't feel genuine if you just change wrapping, like the whole Valkyrie thing with Reflect,
I remember that.
which was just, you know, it's like these streamers are like, oh, we developed it for years, I've been working on this. It's like, no, you haven't. You just rebrand. If you're like, hey, I did a partnership with Oreos, here's my brand, like I did Oreos with my face on it, cool. You know, I'm sure people would be fine with that, but I think this effort to pass it off as something they've made and they care about, and it's like your team slapped your name on it. Maybe it took a year to go through because it was contract.
That's just how you
I
sell
see
it,
what
though,
you're
right?
saying, but that's why, like, I feel like this has always been the case.
There's a difference between I'm marketing Oreos, who's doing a brand deal, and I made these cookies with my team, and I made sure they were good for gamers. When in reality, she just slapped on a brand.
But like, do you think anyone has truly done that?
I think I know. I mean, Mr. Beast says it's not like he's taken a Hershey's bar. He's talked about that at length on podcasts. Prime was something they made kind of they didn't make from the ground. Like, they're not involved in the engineering, but it was a brand that they lived or died based on them.
Okay, now we'll say that stuff adds value, sure. But I guess I'm.
But
so
I think what people care about is these influencers that
like my default thought.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I said I didn't even know that about Prime or Beastables, but I also don't care, right? So like my default thought is just that they just sell.
But if somebody was going to, there's two products, right? And one of them is somebody saying, hey, it just feels, I think people have this parasocial connection, there's the word, with streamers and stuff. And they want to think that they're their friends. And then as soon as anything isn't super genuine, it feels crappy. Like Pokimane literally had a video where she was like, we made this with our team. We made it for gamers. There's no other products like this. And it's literally another product with her branding slapped. It's not her saying, I did a partnership. It's her saying, I made these with my team.
Yeah. I think what Kari's saying is that's just like what every brand does pretty much, right? When they come out with anything, even if they do what you're saying.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
but if Coca-Cola or Nestle does that, it's like, oh, they're lying there. But we knew they were a piece of shit. Right? Streamers can't have, because, you know, they water rights and they're a big company and they're a big corporation. Yeah, exactly. Like, streamers are your friend. They're your buddy. Buy my cookies I made. I made them with my grandma made them, you know. Yeah. Like, they can't have the rep of being like,
so mad, just don't buy them then.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
No, but I think it is, like, to a degree similar fans base being like, I thought you were my friend. You know.
Yeah, well, that's also just stupid people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, you see cookies
but I think
for
it's
gamers, you're like, I need the gamer cookies.
Yeah. I need my Pokimane branded gamer cookies right now. Yeah. We should buy some.
We should do it. Yeah,
sure.
Test.
Wait. Evolve of everyone's brands or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get some
Primes. Get some Prime. Get Feastables.
Feastables.
We should do a ranking of which one's the best product. Yeah.
You know what I do is I like seeing like articles pop up here being like, what you need to know about Prime and why your kid is begging you to find the rare Prime in the grocery store and all.
I don't know if I've seen it in Vancouver. I don't know.
I think I see it in Costco. I think I see
There's a lot in Costco.
Cool.
Never tried it.
But I think it is this, like, I mean, the whole streamer brand is based off connecting with the person and being genuine.
Right.
So as soon as you don't do that, people get mad. And then it's also just Twitter. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just.
Thank you for bringing this
But
very
it's also
important topic to our attention.
Like if
Colton.
fucking Nick
Yeah, no worries,
Merckx,
man.
if Nick Merckx did this, people would be like, "Oh, he's a piece of shit. Whatever, who cares?" But it's Pokimane. You know, she's supposed to be the.
So you're saying you could get away with something like this?
Yeah.
but I couldn't.
I would. I want everyone to understand. I will rug pull you as soon as I can. That will happen. I will give you. My mic just came off.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Right.
I will rug pull you,
and
I will rip you off.
A big stream.
Just to be clear.
Like if I was as big as she was or whatever, and like a cookie brand cooked, like, hey, do you want to just take over and put your face on it? I'd be like, I fucking love cookies. Yeah, I'll put my face on that.
Yeah.
But would you present it as I made these with my team over the last 2 years? You're not that fucking stupid.
I feel like you could. I feel like you pull that out as a technicality and be like, typical advertising. I get what your point is, Cobbin, though, but I feel like I've just.
But I think being like, oh, my getaway is, oh no, that's just normally what we do in advertising is lie to my consumer base. Like that's.
But I mean, like, is that even
people
lying?
People aren't going to be like, oh, that's a good point.
I'm saying, is that even
lying?
Omission of truth.
It's definitely lying if you say my team spent 2 years developing this and you just slapped on. That's definitely lying.
Maybe they've been developing the deal.
Team? Like,
you know,
yeah, the team that worked on the cookie and then they became her team afterwards.
Yeah, Kari,
deal.
You know what? You're right. Streamers who base their personality on being the good person, yeah, it goes great with little white weird manipulation lies. That always goes great.
Right, let's all decide that this is.
I'm no Pokimane fan. I saw the clip. But
you say you are the Pokimane.
I think this wouldn't have blown up at all if she didn't start calling poor people like being like, oh, you're poor. You know, if she'd just been, it's from the get-go. She's like, I did branded cookies here. People would have been like, cool. Her fans would have paid the markup and been happy. Stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyways,
what do you think would be the best product that we could make, like that would represent?
I was literally thinking about that, like a sometimes something brand.
Like, what do you think it would be?
Product.
Real answer, I think it would be. I mean, Colton wouldn't.
Like besides like merch or something.
I
like,
wouldn't
if we were to like take over a brand or like something.
The only thing I think that we could do that would be any good is writing a book. I think we could write a book. I think I mean, all of us could probably write a book on coffee. I think we could. I think we could genuinely write a good book.
Yeah,
okay, fuck me, I guess. But I think we could genuinely write a book on like compositing. But I think that's it. And I think we could write a book essentially on just like how to comp clean. But I don't think that's enough to be a book.
Design patterns for comp. No. I feel like
go.
You know, design patterns for programming, right? I was selling creative this idea the other week.
Oh, design patterns for comp, and then also have the interjection of Kari going into effect. Colton from Light just talking about what that interaction is and how do you apply. You could even put it in an angle with Colton being like, how do you apply this to light comps and stuff like that. So I think there could be merit there. I don't know if we've been doing it long enough. I mean, maybe, but that's the only thing I could. That would be my vote.
Okay, I know the perfect product. Since sometimes something is just like we talk about whatever we want randomly.
I got another idea.
No, any like real plans.
No substance.
Planning. No substance. It's gonna. You know those every flavored jelly beans? I think we would be like that. Because it's like you have every flavor in it.
This is a great idea.
It's random.
What would our like 10 flavors be?
Dog shit. Bubble gum.
Did you ever have the barf flavor?
No, I don't think I ever had that.
Different brands would be like the generic one. They would all like the gross ones would just kind of taste like just like a kind of like a weird gummy. But then you can get like the ones that are like some of these are gross. Then you eat it, and you're like that tastes like barf, and I want a barf.
Yeah, some of them are just like, oh, that's just ground up charcoal. No, I think you could do one that's like just cyanide. Like maybe you know what I mean. There's a 1 in 100 chance.
The sand cinnamon swirl flavor.
Cinnamon swirl, of course it would be. It's beautiful colors.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I was just gonna say we should do condoms that sometimes work.
Sometimes work.
That's a good one.
We just poke holes in half of them.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
sometimes.
They call it sometimes a baby.
Sometimes a baby. Sometimes baby.
Sometimes baby.
Yeah, there you go. Good
what would the
there's a lot
ratio
of
be? Like
branding.
75%, like they work, and
I don't know.
25% they don't.
No, I think 50-50. I think you just split it right down the middle. Because it's not like every time you have sex without a condom, you have a kid.
What we can do, we can
What's
have a
that
fancy,
that's your cards.
a fancy bottle of vodka.
Okay.
What's like got the skull vodka.
Okay.
Let's make our own.
We can't just copy. We cannot just copy KSI. Okay, we can't just copy.
Or every other celebrity.
Every celebrity has
every celebrity
alcohol.
does that.
Or what are we gonna do? Don't say vodka.
Yeah, well, yeah, something else.
I think everyone does vodka because it's really. I think vodka is easy to make. Okay.
We will pre-package screwdrivers and sell them in supermarkets in a fancy bottle. It have to be in its own section.
No, but also like in just like a single serve, so you can just grab on your way to work.
They have alcohol in like convenience stores in the States.
Part of a breakfast, it'll be a breakfast
we
package.
Package it with pet breakfast, so you have to buy a whole breakfast and a screwdriver. So you're definitely having breakfast and drinking. Oh, that's so funny. I like that. You ever see the packages where it's a steak, potato, and a beer?
No.
You ever seen those ones? Oh, those are great.
Potato and beer.
Yeah, it's just like a big wrapped up thing. It's like $10. It's like steak, a big potato, and a beer. Just for like single dudes going home.
Like it's a package,
like a Hungry Man.
Yeah, it's like it's a steak. No. It's like in a convenience store at a gas station. You pick it up, and it's like a packaged steak, just a potato.
This might be what we're talking about. Oh, I'll put it in the chat.
It's not like a Hungry Man thing. It's just like somebody's kind of quickly grabbed 3 of those things out of Safeway, wrapped them together with saran wrap.
Oh, I see. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, what? That's
yeah. This got really popular.
That's funny. Let's see.
Yeah.
Adult Lunchable.
Adult Lunchable. That's what they're called.
I mean, fuck 2 beers.
Yeah, that's 2 beers.
Of course, it's Busch Light.
Potatoes.
I mean, that's fun.
$20 for.
I feel like I would buy that because it's funny.
Steak and a potato.
I think it's 27. No, it's $20. That's American. So I think that's kind of funny. I'd buy it.
It's pretty funny.
That's something.
If I saw it, I'd buy it just because it would be a good meme. Anyways.
Okay, if we had to sell one of those, we can each pick an item to put in. Let's say it's a lunch thing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You're having a rough day at work. What are we putting in there?
Some Prime, some Pokimane cookies.
And Feastable.
Feastables. Boom. Damn. We're done.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't feel like I have too much identity to. Oh, mac and cheese. Yeah, simple.
Craft dinner.
Yeah, craft dinner. Real simple. Real Canadian. Fuck you, Kari.
Craft dinner's not Canadian, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like in Mississauga. That's where it's made. No.
Craft dinner is like. Kari, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not sold in the States.
We have Kraft's mac and cheese, but I don't know.
No, Kraft dinner.
Kraft mac and cheese is United States.
No, KD. Kraft dinner. Not mac and cheese.
Deep Roots in Canada.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's the same company.
Yeah, it's the same company, but it's like Kraft dinner was Canada.
It was like both simultaneously, Canada and the U.S. And they consume it 55% more than Americans. Boxes per capita. There you go.
It's disgusting,
it's so easy.
By the way.
I'm more of an Annie's man.
It's
Annie's is way better.
What do you?
If you use real cheese, then it's okay, but don't use packets.
I mean, that is just noodles. Yeah, the noodles. You know, you can buy the cheese in bulk. So I've started to do that. Yeah, you can buy like the different KD cheeses in bulk. So I have fuckloads of pasta. You know the KD like powdered cheese that's in Kraft dinner?
Yeah.
You can buy that in like big containers.
Oh, why? Why would you do that?
So I have fuckloads of pasta from like houses my parents have had and gotten rid of. Yeah. I have drawers of pasta. So I bought that and I can just make KD whenever. And it's not like I can just make a little bit or a lot and it's way cheaper.
It sounds awful.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's nice.
I mean, I don't.
Spitting on him like, that sounds awful, Calvin, you fat. Sorry,
you fat piece
of shit.
Colton.
I didn't say anything about him being fat. I was just saying that sounds awful because it's craft
I
dinner.
don't think Carly just doesn't like craft dinner.
I just think craft dinner is disgusting.
Colton, you're the one calling me disgusting and fat. What's wrong with you?
I love you, Calvin. I'm sorry. I'm half paying attention to Blender right now, so I'm like chiming in.
That was just on. That was just on your mind, huh?
Ready to. You're fat and gross.
In the tank.
Fucking
reference. I do love Calvin. Just sometimes.
Just double.
Sometimes.
I just
locked and loaded to that one.
I say something.
One in the barrel. Holy
sometimes
shit.
an asshole. You should change your channel name to that, Colton.
Classic. We watched some shows, right? Some of us been watching some shows. A lot of us watched Loki.
Yeah.
Loki? Yeah.
Welcome to the segment where I don't talk for an hour.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen. You're gonna try.
So yeah, thoughts, Loki. Yeah.
I thought overall season 1 was better. And I think the first half of this season was it was still good, better than like some of the other Marvel shows.
I agree exactly. Yeah.
It was like the last 2 episodes, last half of the third to last episode, the last 2 episodes was like, okay, I'm back in. Like,
yeah.
Because I feel like the big thing about season 1 that was kind of cool was like the He Who Remains. Like, you didn't know who that was. You didn't really know what was going on. It was all a mystery. Whereas season 2, it's like, all right, we know what's going on. There's some problems we don't know how to solve, but like you know all of it, like the mystery stuff, and kind of until like the end where you don't know how to fix this big problem, which the whole season they're kind of leading up to fixing it, and then that doesn't work. So then it's kind of just 2 episodes of being like some trippy time shit. What?
We lost Cade?
No.
Hello?
No, Cade's here.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Cade. You're fine, Cade.
Cade started talking muted for me. Sorry.
Sorry, ruining the podcast.
I'm sorry. No, for real. I thought.
Cade, can you go back to making your very eloquent point?
Sorry, Cade. I'm sorry.
I think it was pretty much done. I think. I don't remember where it was, but.
Well, I guess that kills the conversation.
See, I told you we'd talk.
That's awkward.
Listen.
That's fuck you.
Calvin,
I'm doing
you're
a bit.
already
Fuck
talking.
you.
All right, Calvin, what do you think about Loki?
Well, I'm talking because the conversation died because you said something awkward. So I've got to like revitalize. I'm bringing it back in.
You just had you couldn't stand not talking for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's not awkward now at all.
I genuinely didn't listen to anything you were saying. I was completely tuned out. I was still thinking about Pokimane's cookies.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was good. The last
3
episodes made up. God damn it. What did you think, Colton?
Let him speak.
I've spoken.
Let the man speak.
Colton just giggled.
I appreciate your opinion.
Pokimane's cookies sounded something dirty, Colton. Is that why?
Yeah, that's probably.
It's the fact that Calvin caught me. Like I had a moment of like, I'm just gonna let the conversation go, and Calvin had to fucking. This is the whole reason I
also heard it, and I was like, I'm not gonna laugh, and then I heard Colton go.
I also heard it, and I didn't say anything.
I didn't want to say anything, but for you, the fact that you brought it back up made my giggles even worse. That's the thing. Because I was hiding it. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And then you're like, oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, Calvin. No, Cade. Continue, please.
No, I've passed the baton. The vibes of the show are cool. All the aesthetics of it are dope. The music is dope. It has been one of the best Marvel things for a while.
Marvel's back.
I think.
After
the Marvels, I would have whoever worked on that movie. I think they should be ashamed.
What did you guys think?
That was real scum. Whoever worked on that movie should fucking.
I enjoyed it the same way, kid. The last few episodes when
I haven't even finished the first season of Loki. I really
didn't even finish the first one.
It's good, yeah. I'll add that I felt it was like the perfect send off for Loki's character in season 2. I won't say spoilers because maybe not everyone's watched it yet. But
I like how you said spoilers after he spoiled it.
Yeah, basically.
I said perfect send off for him. It's
that means he either died or ended.
We'll put the
spoilers
warning.
Before. Yeah.
Spoilers.
There you go.
Thanks, Cade.
I'm not on my game today. It's just
Oh, you sometimes are?
No.
That was mean. Anyways. Yeah, I feel like Marvel things right now is like every single movie they're trying to do world building. Fuck me.
It's just the bully everyone in chat today.
It is.
My bad.
Continue, Calvin. Yes. Speak your mind.
Fuck you.
Really...
No. Kari, what do you want to say?
Oh, no, nothing. I just wanted you to stop.
Oh, you just told me to shut the fuck up. Cool, dude. That's awesome, man. Let's just have dead air for 20 minutes. Oh, fuck you. At least I like started talking and saying shit and didn't just dead air and sit there with a grin half off screen.
Like we should all sit like Kari for the next few episodes.
I can't get that low. Oh, my camera doesn't.
I had to squat for that. We're killing Colton.
Colton looks like he's standing
we got a thumbnail. Thank you, Colton.
Colton looks like he's getting the most uncomfortable blowjob of his entire life.
Looks like I have 4 fucking chins in that pose.
Oh, that's going on the thumbnail. I hope you know that.
That's so funny. I don't know what that was.
Oh, fuck.
This is why Kari hides his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kari slid off another 2 inches.
I feel like Kari's eating half the time. He's
like... Kari's on a different call and just doesn't want us to see his voice, so he can be productive.
Yeah, it's hard to see someone's voice sometimes.
Oh my god!
That was a good
see them talking, you fucking.
What else you got, Calvin?
Full passionate Italian American hands right there.
You can talk again. We give you permission.
I don't think I have really anything to talk about. You want to talk about
a bunch of dumb shit?
Oh, I got a modding. Oh no. We can talk about modding.
Did you have a story?
No, we've talked about paid modding. We've talked about paid modding, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Have we had this discussion?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today.
Is there a story you wanted to tell? I feel like there's a story.
It's hard to transition from where we are to the story about how I broke somebody's back inadvertently once.
Well, we're here now.
I mean, we're starting it.
That was the transition. That was the transition. Thank you for noticing. So, back in the day, we used to do New Year's at my cabin. My cabin is like on a lake, and it's cold enough up there. It drops to like -20 at night, so it freezes. So we were down a couple cabins. There's like this big kind of like cabin with a lot of flat area, and they always do New Year's. And the guy who owns it, his son, owns a fireworks shop. So at the end of the year, he takes all the fireworks that he hasn't sold off or used, and he brings it up to the lake. And then he just kind of does like an impromptu show there, which is cool.
Does he
so everyone was hanging around there. Like he does professional fireworks for like the city of Vancouver and stuff. So
okay, gotcha.
It's like 20 people, and it's this massive show that's lighting up the entire valley. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like some of the fireworks are like this big. Like they're absolutely massive. And everyone like signs it. You know, it's good fun. I don't know if they still do it. I think they do. Anyways, but there's a drop off to the lake from his place it's steep-ish, but it's not crazy. You know, it's about like that. So we used to always do like a toboggan run. But they had cut in at the bottom, they cut in a bit of like an in thing. So the next year to like build a deck that reaches out over the water, which is kind of a cool thing to do.
Like they flattened out like a part of the hill.
Yeah. So at the bottom of the hill now, what we had was a steeper hill that had a jump at the end. So there was a jump onto ice.
No.
And so, like, we had this set up so all the kids were doing it. And the kids are like, what does a kid weigh? What does a grade 6 kid weigh? Like 80 pounds? Maybe? So they don't get a lot of speed, right? So this is like 2 a.m. on New Year's. And our neighbor is hammered. And he's like, I'm going to do it. Anyways, he got about like 8 feet of air from the jump. And then came down another 3 feet on his back and broke his back. While laying on the ice. And then he was getting taken care of by about 30 very drunk people trying to figure out what to do with this guy. So we moved him off the ice for some reason, even though that's probably the best place to leave him because it's cold.
On ice.
You know what I mean?
Flat.
And it was a busted back and 30 drunk people trying to pick you up and carry you up a hill.
Yeah.
Anyways, So I remember we felt very guilty afterwards of just breaking this guy's back. Yeah, he
Wait,
can't walk.
why are you responsible?
Oh, we made the run, but we made it for like kids. We made it for kids, and we tested it. By the time he went down on it, it was like late at night. All the kids had gone to bed, and they'd been doing it for hours, and they were fine.
Yeah.
But I think it froze, so it turned into like very, very icy. It's not really a funny story. I just remember it just came up the other day talking about.
I mean, he's alive and he recovered, right?
No, he can't walk.
Oh. I thought this was an almost
Jesus,
story. Yeah.
Like he's full on like legs below, or
yeah, it's just his legs. But yeah,
Jesus
I don't think he can walk.
A paraplegic.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
it was kind of crazy. To be fair, when I say we made it, we just went down the hill in the same spot like 3 or 4 times.
Or yeah.
That's all we did, and then the kids were doing it. But we didn't.
You were involved, and you were there.
We got blamed.
Oh, did you?
You hadn't built this.
How was the vibe after he was in? Was it like people were like still drunk and kind of cheery, like, "Oh, we're gonna get this guy help," or was it like
now we had to get
people switch to being angry?
The nearest like hospital is like a 4-hour drive away.
Ew.
On a good day, not midnight when the roads are icy. It's up in the interior.
Like 70 mile, 80 mile or something? Or
mile? No, other way, more north. Like Lillooet. Like Lillooet, like go Whistler, go Lillooet, keep going north.
Oh wow.
So
it's Penticton kind of thing, or
kind of, yeah, further.
Jesus.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, it's like a good 8 hours to get up there. Wow. Yeah. So the nearest hospital is like anyway. So then we had to do again 2 a.m. Everyone's hammered, like everyone's drunk. It's New Year's. So then we had to call an ambulance. There's no phones. There's no power, right? So we had to call an ambulance on a sat phone. But then we all realized it had been snowing, so the ambulance was not going to be able to make it. So everyone very drunk got on snowmobiles and ATVs and started clearing the road for like an hour. Eventually it goes to like a big main road that is like taken care of. But yeah.
How was the kid reacting to this the entire time? Was he just like in pain? Like
no, this wasn't an adult. This wasn't a kid. This was like a dude in his 50s. It was like a dude in his 50s.
Drunk enough where he was kind of like in pain, but not like dying, or was he like just straight up?
I think he was in pain. I don't think they realized. No. He was talking, like he was conscious and stuff. He was just like, I fucked my back.
That's one of the any back injuries. If I think about it's like breaking a bone. I think about like, oh, that would hurt, but like spine injuries or anything, like it makes me like.
But it was also like I remember being like, why are we moving him? He's on ice. Like, don't move him. Also, don't move him. Like, why did we carry him up? We could have brought him like 300 blankets and 40 heaters. But yeah, I remember being like just everyone's drunk in ATVs and snowmobiles in pitch black riding along trying to clear this road. Anyways, that's my story. Fuck y'all.
Wow. That reminds me of like, just speaking of like really bad injuries. I haven't gotten to there or to that extent, but I just remember like back injuries or problems during my time in martial arts when I was younger. I did it for like 10 years and stuff, and there was many times where I was trying to it was mixed martial arts. We got to do a bunch of stuff and like incorporate gymnastics into it, just like learning flips and break falls and all that stuff. Where I was trying to do I forget the proper term or what it's called. It's not a cartwheel, and it's not like a front flip. It's called like
a front handspring.
It's like a handspring, like a hand flip, where it's like you run, you put your hands on the ground, and you pop yourself up, so that it's like you're pushing against the
over,
so that you flip over,
and land on your feet,
and then you land on your feet. I never was.
Isn't that just a front handspring? Flip. Isn't that just a front handspring? I thought that was just a front handspring.
That's what it is. Yeah,
handspring. Yeah.
I remember landing on my neck once, trying to do that, and it was like one of the worst experiences. Like I was okay. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to attempt doing this.
How old are you? Yeah, kids are flexible.
I think I was like 14 or something.
Yeah, there you go.
I was pretty young. I was like
malleable enough where I'm like, it's a back injury. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
I remember when I was like 8 or 10, I flipped on a trampoline and I totally scorpioned, and I remember my back hurting like hell and being like, oh no. But then like the next day I was fine. Kids, man.
Actually, I do remember. I'll go for
before you land on. Had you done this before? I just watched a video of somebody do it. It's impressive.
It's crazy. So did you just not put your hands out?
Oh no, we would work up to it. It's like there's bases, like, or not bases. There's levels to it where it's like, okay, you just start from kneeling, you started from squatting, and you start.
And don't you like roll
dropping
over a mat or something that's like propped up the right height?
It was a crash mat too. Like it was a crash mat. We're not doing it like on solid ground yet. It's like just to get your confidence up. But yeah, I just fucked it up so much or so badly at that.
Had you have done it like successfully before?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, like this is like again like crash mat, like we're practicing.
I want to see the video, and it's gonna be it's just gonna be Colton headbutting with his arms right at his sides,
like
and he's just
diving head first.
And they're like, "Your arms, you idiot!"
Because it's like, yeah, always keep your arms straight. Don't bend them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Best I could ever do was a front flip, and then even now I probably.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've never had any really bad injuries. I've never broken a bone.
I've busted hands and stuff.
Oh right, you haven't broken a bone, kid. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Gotta fix that.
When did you break a bone, Kari?
Like when I played basketball or football. I did gymnastics as a kid too.
Oh yeah. I think I did gymnastics once and I fucking
Did you do I'm not ripping out. Did you do a lot of like sports, kid?
Me, no.
I feel like anyone that does like sports for more than a couple years is eventually gonna get something. Whether it's something small or something big. Like I had my back thing. I had a bunch of injuries.
You'll get your chance, kid.
Yeah, no, not really.
You know what? Before the end of the year.
When I break a bone, Kari, it's not going to be from anything cool or interesting. It's going to be.
Yes,
I
at
slipped
this
down
age,
my own stairs, getting a glass of water.
Yeah, I opened a drawer and it broke 16 bones in my right.
I guarantee. Anytime I do sports or any extreme event, I'll get in injuries. I'll do like life altering, like should have died things, and I won't break a bone. But it'll be I step off a curb funny and I just break every bone in my leg.
Kid, before the end of the year, you will break something. And I want you to think.
Kari, why? No, don't do that.
What the fuck? That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kari.
Stuff out there.
You're gonna remember what I said.
I also haven't broken a bone, Kate.
Kari,
so
if I break a bone by the end of the year, I will fly to New Zealand and I will snap your ribs or something.
Just go full Mortal Kombat. Wait, do you want to make a bet who breaks a bone first?
Yeah, whoever breaks the bone first.
Yeah. It's gonna be Colton.
Wait, do you bet? Wait, Colton, are you saying you're gonna do it first or second?
I think
because there's.
I think I'm gonna do it second.
The bone first.
Here's the thing, because yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it second. So
Colton's gonna be out at a bar. A girl's gonna say, "Do you want to go play basketball?" And Colton's like, "Oh, I could do a dunk." And then he's gonna break his back.
do a handspring and just fly into the net.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be talking about it. Colton's gonna be like, "I know how to do those."
Exactly.
It's been 23 years, but I can do it. That's funny.
Have you done the long jump before?
That's what I was wanted to talk about. I did a long jump and landed on my tailbone actually.
Oof.
And that was one of the worst pains I've had. And I had like shooting pains. I think it must have been some sort of nervous damage because I would get like shooting pains in like arms and legs for like months afterwards. That it went away eventually, but it was.
That sounds like compressed something. That's great. How old are you?
I don't have no idea, but
anything under the age of like 12. Fucking 13, you kind of just bounce back from it. You know, you're all made of rubber at that age, right? I forgot. I've had a lot of concussions, and I've split skulls. Yeah, dude. It's footballers and my dumbass. You know.
What'd you do that got those concussions?
Yeah,
played the saxophone too hard.
Just hitting at a high C, just my head fucking exploded. They had to put me back together. I ran into a cement wall a few times.
Sorry, that was loud. Why?
I was hoping that was gonna get Cade. I tried to deadpan that as hard as I could.
Is that true, or did you just say that to make me laugh?
I am not joking. I ran into a cement wall a few times, like multiple times. It was like a summer adventure thing, and they would take us to these weird spots in the woods, and they just didn't learn. And I ran into a wall, and I remember they were like, go for like hide and seek, and I ran around the corner, hit my head, and I didn't really feel much pain. It like hurt a bit. It wasn't that bad. And then I came back, and I'm covered in blood. Like my whole face was just absolutely soaked. And I was like, I hit my head. And I remember the instructors who were like 16-year-old kids. I was like 8 or something, just being like, oh my God, what do we do? Because I'm just covered in blood. It was just a superficial cut. But I mean, no, that one was I think that didn't end up being a big deal because I was young. But then I did that again like the next summer.
How many concussions have you had? Because aren't you not supposed to have like more than 3 or something?
Oh no, it depends on how bad they are. It depends on how they're bad. Like really bad concussions, you can get in trouble after a couple. But I think like it depends on what the symptoms are. We can go into that in a minute. But and then I've had a bunch of concussions like bike riding just because you hit your head. But then I had
downhill bike riding stuff, right?
Yeah. I have a friend who was told to never bike ride again because they thought he would die if he came back to the hospital because his eyes were green and like leaking pus.
Oh,
yeah, he couldn't see out of them. He was like green and leaking pus.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, because it was like his 7th visit that summer because he's had so many concussions. Yeah, and they were like, "You're going to die." And then I think he did quit. I think he's an investment banker. He's a good guy. He's just like the party, you know. He was a good downhill rider. He just rode constantly and sometimes just went too big.
I feel like if he's in charge of your money, he's like, risk it again. I know you just lost a bunch, but
just
you can bounce
one
back.
More time. I have 37 concussions. I've had green pus leak out of my eyes. No, but and then I had, you know, those old camper trailers that like fold out into a tent?
Like they go on the back of a truck?
They're like a trailer that's flat, and then you crank them up or you hit a motor. Anyways, there's a motor inside, and it's essentially 2 arms. Like it's packed flat, and then the arms come up. You pull the bottom of the arms together. I had one of those drop on my head. That wasn't a concussion. That was just like a big scar. Eventually when I'm bald, it's a mess. So that was like a big scar, but it wasn't a concussion. It just was a cut. It just kind of slipped, hit me in the head, and then grinded my face against the bottom. Because I was like,
did it like fully collapse?
It collapsed on me, yeah. It wasn't any of the real bad metal bits. It was like what saved me was the fact that it was like fiberglass on fiberglass. So everything bent around my head because it was just fiberglass. But it was like the sharp edge was sharp enough to cut into me. So there's a huge amount of flings.
What else was there supervision? Like, was there someone around that like?
Yeah, it was just like the chain broke. It was when we were putting it up the first. Yeah, the chain came off the thing. So then from then on out, it was because it wasn't totally flat. So then we would flatten it, and one of us would crank it while staying as far away as possible from this fucking death trap. Because then once it was up, you could lock everything in place and tie it down. It was no big deal. It was a cool camper trailer. It was just if you were on an angle, it would kill you. Yeah. I mean, that's how stuff was it was like from the 70s or the 80s. That's how stuff was back then. You know what I mean? It's on an angle. That wasn't in the, don't put it on an angle. Otherwise it murders your kids in the middle of the night. You know? I feel like I've been kind of lucky. I busted a rock bust bones in one of my hands. Well, when it busted bones in my hand, I don't remember. I don't think I've had any full fractures, but I've had like it was like not 3. It was like a lot. Right. But I think it was varying. I got in a fight once. How do you know that? I got in a fight once.
Because that's my big bane of my existence.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's this knuckle is, if you feel it, it's like twice the size of everything else. Because but like it's like the tip. This finger has a little bit of mobility issues here. That's it. So, but yeah, are you all?
Yeah, have you guys jammed your fingers? Yeah, have you done
that? Never severely enough to have to go to a doctor or something. But I playing basketball or volleyball when it happens minorly. I fucking hate it.
I remember I punched my dad.
Oh, I bet.
I was just gonna say, I remember I slammed my dad's fingers in a car door once when I was little.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's gotten their fingers crushed in a car door. I feel like
I haven't experienced that, thankfully.
I have not.
My sister's done it twice.
Yeah. That video of the drunk friend, they're sending him home in an Uber. They put him in a car and he's out of it, and just as they're slamming the door, he grabs it and you can see the door fully seal, and his fingers are bent out of it, and then they open it up and he's like, what? It's fine. But there's definitely some broken bones in there.
Jesus.
Oh, I have not seen that. I don't want to see it. I can't.
I know those
bad.
doors. Like the only place doors seal is the hinges and the lock, and they can bend a bit, so that's what like saves hands.
Right.
It's like they have a little bit of flex to them, so they bend and they don't just chop your fingers off. But yeah, I think everyone's jammed fingers in a door. I've run into a lot of walls. I've run into a lot of walls.
I don't know why that doesn't surprise me.
Like full tilt, not looking where I'm
you ran
going,
into poles.
like head down.
Do you remember,
see?
Calvin, when we used to work together? You know, you're walking with a friend, and you're going in the same building. You open the door, whoever's first, and I used to open the door for you, but I would open it just a little bit. But you would assume the person's going to open it for you, so I would just open it, and you would just walk into the door.
He would open it and like close it in front of me partially, so the door was here. Yeah, I would like try and sneak through, and he would punch me with the door.
Yeah.
Eventually, I learned pretty quick. To be fair, he got me with it a couple times. Then I learned. Yeah. But then I think early on, I think you figured out not to do it every time, so you'd get me sometimes.
I would wait a while, then I would do it again.
Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah. Good times.
But,
well, you got it.
Yeah. No. There's no more.
Right. That's our show, folks. You got us for almost double time today.
Kari has sunk so much more in Frank. Every time I check back, I'm like, he's an inch slower.
I honestly, the audio.
Quicksand, apparently.
I'm having audio issues.
The camera's on something else, and he's just slowly
sinking.
Yeah. I can only hear like some of what you guys said. I am having audio issues.
Oh no! Sorry. Well, maybe Kari will fix his audio issues next week. You'll have to tune in for that. But thanks for listening. Goodbye.